Good afternoon, Arkansas Tech. I'm Trace Wiley. Right now in Russellville, it's currently 70 degrees and sunny, but challenges are on its way. Later in the episode, I'll break down your forecast for the River Valley. For all your for, um, for all your news, weather, and sports, Tech TV starts right now.
Good afternoon, Arkansas Tech, and welcome to this Monday, March 2nd edition of Tech Television. I'm Emily Tyler.
And I'm Pablo Moreno. Thanks for joining us.
In national news, U.S. Central Command has confirmed 4 American service members were killed and 5 others seriously wounded during recent military operations in Iran. These are the first reported American casualties in the offensive, which has triggered retaliatory strikes from the Islamic Republic against bases in Bahrain and the UAE. In recent statement, the U.S. military denied Iranian claims that the aircraft carrier USS Abraham Lincoln was hit by ballistic missiles, stating the launches did not come close to the vessel. President Trump had previously acknowledged the risk of casualties, describing the operation as necessary for future security. We'll continue to monitor the situation as it develops.
With the Arkansas primary election set for tomorrow, March 3rd, voters in Pope County are preparing to head to the polls to decide key federal, state, and local races. Early voting wraps up today at 5 this evening, but Election Day polls will be open tomorrow from 7:30 in the morning to 7:30 that evening. In Russellville, the Pope County election headquarters on East Main Street will serve as a central vote center. Additional sites including the Crow Mountain Baptist Church and the London Old City Hall. On the local ballot, Pope County residents will decide the Republican primary for sheriff between Tony Haley and Sean Harris. Russellville School Board races are also on the ticket, with contested seats in Zone 1 and 2. To view a full sample ballot for your address before heading out tomorrow, visit voteview.arnavy.org.
Officials at Arkansas Nuclear One in Russellville are releasing their annual emergency preparedness brochures to the River Valley community. The 2-unit plant generates over 1,800 megawatts, powering nearly 1 million homes. While the facility operates under strict federal oversight, officials say public awareness is top priority. There are 4 emergency classifications, ranging from an unusual event with no public action required to a general emergency where residents must follow state and local orders. If an emergency siren sounds, tune into local radio stations immediately for updates. Representatives from Entergy stressed that the plant is built with multiple layers of protection. For more information on evacuation routes, visit entergy.com/nuclear or find one of their emergency planning brochures around campus and the community. We'll have more news you should know after the break. Stay with us.
Every 36 seconds, a vehicle is stolen in the United States. Cars are an important investment, and you have the power to protect it. Remove valuables from your car or place out of view. Roll up your windows completely. Don't leave your car running while unattended, especially during the winter. And always lock your doors and take your keys or fob with you. If you know something about a vehicle theft, call us at 1-800-TEL-NICB.
This is a public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
The Ferguson Student Union will be opening soon. Students will have the opportunity to experience the building firsthand during its grand opening on March 18th. The celebration will include a ribbon-cutting ceremony in the afternoon, followed by tours and activities throughout the building. Later that evening, the union will host the Ferguson Student Union birthday party featuring games, food, giveaways, and events across the recreation and student union spaces. Fitness classes will be taught by student workers. Chelsea Neal, Associate Dean for Campus Life and Director of the Ferguson Student Union, says this day will be like no other.
I think you're not going to want to miss that. That is going to be such a pivotal day on our campus, and that building, as crazy as it sounds, it's going to change our students' lives. Like I said, from the well-being side of things to we finally have a space to host a large or small event that we want to host to I want to ask if we can have a regional conference here for my organization. It will change our students' lives forever, and how they view Arkansas Tech and how they look back at their experience.
As final preparations continue, leadership has asked students to remain patient as staff ensure the building is fully ready for use.
Canine distemper is a highly contagious and often fatal viral disease affecting dogs' respiratory, gastrointestinal, and nervous systems. This virus has been making an impact in the River Valley. Tech TV's Kinley Garner has the story.
Canine distemperament, fatal but rare. But this year, Russellville Animal Control has been seeing more cases here recently.
Russellville Animal Control has seen an uptick in local cases of canine distemperament. Director Mike Vernon says he has not seen this many cases in the 26 years he has been here.
Years past, we'll run across 4 or 5 cases. We're up into the 30s right now.
The affected raccoons lose their fear in humans and approach without warning. Vernon says a pet owner's first line of defense is staying up to date on their vaccinations.
It spreads from contact with like mucus and direct contact between the animals that are affected.
He says if you see a stray animal that looks like a pet, do not approach it or you run the risk of you or your pet being bitten and possibly infected.
In the latter stages, you'll have some matting of the eyes and just basically just lethargic and something's wrong with them.
Russellville Animal Control urges community members to call them at 479-968-1944 to report an animal you suspect is infected with canine distemperament. For Tech TV, I'm Kinley Garner.
Experts say there is no specific treatment or cure for canine distemper and antivirals are not recommended. The goal of treatment is to manage symptoms and prevent secondary infections.
ATU has secured a $2 million grant to open doors for low-income students in science, technology, engineering, and math. The funding from the National Science Foundation will launch the SMART program this July, providing scholarships and mentorship for at least 40 academically talented students. Lead investigator Dr. Matthew Hankins says the initiative will support majors ranging from cybersecurity to mechanical engineering. The goal is to boost graduation rates by removing financial barriers and building a sense of belonging on campus. The project is set to run through 2032. For more information on eligibility, visit atu.edu/STEM.
Arkansas Tech is celebrating Women's Week with a full slate of campus events. Starting today with a rally against domestic and dating violence that is currently being held at the Heinzman Bell Tower. Highlights later this week include Her Fest tomorrow night in the Whole Student Union and the Glow Run 5K on Wednesday. Plus, the Health and Wellness Center is offering free Well Women visits in Doc Bryan starting tomorrow. For more information, email campuslife@atu.edu. When we get back, Tech TV's Caden Hauser has your sports updates. Keep it here.
We see you. Your incredible potential and willpower set you apart. You're first to take that leap of faith. First to get to work. First to solve the problem. No burden should be carried alone. We'll be there. Every step, day, challenge. First is your destiny. We get it, because first is who we are.
You've worked hard. You've earned a life that you can call your own. Retirement worries shouldn't get in the way. But many Americans like you are finding that retiring on a fixed income is harder than they expected. Fortunately, there are benefits programs that can help. Visit benefitscheckup.org to see if you're among the millions of people eligible for thousands of dollars in benefits to help you age well, so you can focus on what's really important. Benefits Checkup. You've earned this.
Welcome back to Tech TV. I'm Caden Hauser here with your sports update. The 2025-26 season came to an end for the Arkansas Tech Wonder Boys basketball program on Saturday, February 28th. The program traveled to Magnolia, Arkansas to take on the SAU Mule Riders and lost with a final score of 60-90. The Wonder Boys finished the season 8-20 overall and 6-16 in conference play. The Arkansas Tech's women's basketball team completed the regular season on Saturday afternoon on the road at Southern Arkansas University and narrowly lost by a final score of 74-72. With the loss, the Golden Suns finished their regular season 14-8 in Great American Conference play and tied for second in the standings with Northwestern Oklahoma. By virtue of tiebreakers, the Golden Suns will be the number 3 seed in the upcoming GAC tournament. This year's tournament is being held at Grizzly Arena in Fort Smith. As the number 3 seed, Arkansas Tech will play number 6 seeded Ouachita Baptist in the opening round of the tournament on Friday, March 6th. Tip-off for the game is scheduled for 8 p.m. That night, both softball and baseball will compete at Southern Arkansas University this past week, with the Golden Suns dropping a pair of games to the number 10 ranked Mule Riders with a final of 12-6 and 12-0. The Golden Suns will not compete again until next weekend when they travel to Monticello to take on the Arkansas Monticello Cotton Blossoms. The Winter Boys had better fortune in Magnolia as they were able to split a doubleheader and claim the series win. Tech won the first game with a final of 8-3 but lost the second 7-3. They now look forward to this week where they will take a road trip to Ouachita Baptist on Tuesday and finish out the week on Friday and Saturday at home. The Arkansas Tech women's tennis team bounced back from their first setback of the season with a 7-0 win against Colorado State Pueblo on Saturday afternoon. The Golden Suns secured the doubles point thanks to a default win at number 3 and a pair of 6-1 wins at number 1 and number 2 doubles. The Golden Suns will now prepare to make their home debut this coming Thursday. They are set to host Northwest Missouri out at the Chartwells Women's Sports Complex starting at 11 a.m. The Arkansas Tech men's golf team is back in action for a second straight week and will participate in the Shadow Valley Invitational. Hosted by the University of Arkansas at Fort Smith, the 2-day event will be played at the Par 72 7,101-yard Shadow Valley Country Club in Rogers, Arkansas. Monday is set to feature 36 holes of play, with the second round occurring shortly after the completion of the opening round. Tuesday's tee time will be determined after Monday's results.
Rain in the forecast. Tech TV's Trace Wiley has the weather after the break.
Who can you turn to for news you can trust? Your local TV and radio broadcasters. You trust us to keep you safe during times of crisis and to deliver the weather, sports, and entertainment you rely on every day. We bring you the facts you need to make decisions that matter. And as misinformation floods social media, you can trust your local stations to deliver the truth. Text TV to 52886 and tell Congress you rely on your local stations for trusted news.
I didn't talk about it.
Jesus Christ. Bless up, girl.
So I'm here to talk about it.
Because I can't stay quiet.
I was able to break my silence.
Because of those who refuse to stay quiet.
I am a businesswoman.
Activist.
Survivor. Survivor.
Survivor.
Welcome back. I'm Trace Wiley here with your weather. Taking a look around the state, we're expecting some warmer temperatures in Fayetteville being 65, Little Rock being 73, Jonesboro being 62, and Texarkana being 79. Taking a look at your state almanac, today's sunrise was at 6:40 a.m. and today's sunset is going to be at 6:08 p.m. Taking a look at your weekly forecast, today was partly cloudy with a high of 71 and a low of 51. Tomorrow is also partly cloudy with a high of 77 and a low of 60. Wednesday, we can expect thunderstorms with a high of 76 and a low of 59. Thursday has a high of 72 and a low of 60. And Friday has a high of 78 and a low of 59. Pablo, you ready for the storms?
I am. I got my rubber duck boots on and ready.
Well, that's all we have for this edition of Tech TV.
Have a great week, ATU.